all life on Earth is related to all other life on Earth. And Darwin sees that. In fact, in his journal, you've probably seen this, he sketches really what is the first phylogenetic tree. That means the tree of life. And he writes, he has this branching pattern, and then next to it he writes, I think. Right? And like you're watching his mind turn as you do that. He does most of this over the course of about 25 years at his home, about an hour today, south of London. He's got this sand trail in the back of his house. It's a quarter mile. I've been back there and I've walked on Darwin's trail. And, you know, again, the humanity of the person. Darwin was a real family man. He loved his kids. He would go out there and he would want to walk a mile. So he would set up 4 stones, because he's deep in thought, right? So he can't keep track. So he sets up 4 stones. Every time he goes around, he kicks over a stone. And he keeps going. His little son, Frankie, would come along behind and put the stone back up. And then Darwin would just keep walking and walking. There was another time when, so Darwin was very insecure about having standing in science. You know, who am I, Charles Darwin, to make these grand proclamations? So he thought, I need to become the world's expert on something, and then I'll have standing. So he decides he's going to become the world expert on barnacles, right? And he does. And he takes 8 years off from working on Origin of Species just to study barnacles. And so when little Frankie Darwin is growing up, all he knows of his father is his father all day long sits in his study with his eyes glued to a microscope studying barnacles. And his son has a friend over one day and asks his friend, where does your dad do his barnacles? That's what he thinks dads do. And this is very similar to when my son was 4 or 5 years old. He had a friend over and he turned to his friend and said, where does your dad keep his dinosaurs?